Welcome to this 40 Days podcast. My name is Mary Lynn Jenkins. I'm a certified Baptiste instructor from Jacksonville Beach, Florida. This week is all about vitality, and the laws that we'll focus on are step out of your comfort zone and commit to growth. So let's come onto our mats and take child's pose. Bring your knees out wide and stretch your arms forward towards the top of your mat. Spread your fingers out and just get a sense of your space and where you are, where you've chosen to be right now. Lift your belly up towards your spine and begin to listen to the sound of your breath. I love this practice because our breath becomes exactly what we need if we allow it to. So begin to develop a great friendship with your breath. Listen for it, count on it. Generate it, create it. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And if Ujjayi is newer to you, it's really just a simple practice. Close your mouth, breathe in through your nose, and a deep breath out through your nose. And you're listening for a sound. Big inhale and big exhale. Let your breath become your anchor right here to keep you present to what you've chosen to do. Breathe in, one more big breath, and a big breath out. Slide your knees back and come to downward facing dog. Bring your hands out as wide as your shoulders, or a little bit wider feels good. That allows us to integrate our shoulders down away from our ears a little bit more. Press through your arm bones, and then let your gaze drop back to your feet. Separate your feet about hip-width distance apart and press your sits bones up towards the ceiling. Press your chest back towards your thighs and then recreate the sound of powerful breath, purposeful breath. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Squeeze your thigh muscles into your bones and really get rooted through every knuckle in your fingers. Press back through your chest. One more big inhale and open your mouth. Look to the top of your mat and step to ragdoll. Separate your feet hip width distance apart and let your torso just drape forward. Grab opposite elbows. And begin to get a sense of your connection through your feet into the space that you have chosen to be in. You've chosen this right now. So take ownership of it. Root down through the four corners of your feet. Stretch and spread your toes out wide into the floor. And begin to tip your weight forward just a little bit more so you give the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, your sits bones a really good awakening. Vitality is all about creating newness and awakening. And I love that we get to create it just by simply getting into our bodies, physicality. And then to take it sort of to the next level, we have the exact same opportunity to create vitality in our spirit, in our life. So pull from that a new awakening, a new sense of this moment, and pull vitality into this practice right now. Drop your hands to the floor, toe heel your feet together, and rise all the way up to Tadasana. Stretch your arm bones up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers out wide. Root down through your feet and go back just a little bit. Pull your chest up towards the ceiling. Pull your hands through your heart center. And then stretch your arms out alongside your body into Samastihiti. And just be. Be at attention. Be at a readiness for the opportunity of this present moment. Reach up and look up. Take a big breath in. Fold forward and exhale. Inhale, lift halfway up. Lengthen through your spine. Step to high plank. And really get into breath here. Pause in your first high plank and draw your thigh bones up. Squeeze the muscles of your thighs up towards your bones. Lower halfway to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Downward facing dog. Deep inhale, really simple. Deep exhale. Long breath in and long breath out. Inhale, really fill up with freshness. Exhale, empty. One more, big inhale, lift to the balls of your feet. Soften your knees and empty your breath. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Breathe in and lengthen your spine. Fold forward and hug into your thighs. Tadasana, reach up, stretch up. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway up. High to low plank. You go. Up dog, pull your chest up high towards the ceiling. Press your sits bones up and back to downward facing dog. And take 5 big breaths. Allow the movement to be something that you're creating on purpose. And allow the still places to be something that you're creating on purpose. Build into your practice intentionality. Step out of your comfort zone. Get out of adding extra, adding fluff to the practice. Just be in intentionality. Be in action. Lift your heels high. Soften through your knees. Float to your hands. Breathe in and lengthen your spine. Fold forward and hug in. Tadasana, expand up. Full expression. Reach high. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga, Dandasana, exhale. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Set your hands on purpose, shoulder width distance apart. Set your gaze on purpose, back towards your feet. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Squeeze muscles into your bones. Get a sense of an awakening, a new vitality right now. Lift your heels high. Soften through your knees. Hop to the top of your mat. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Exhale. Utkatasana, chair pose. Drop your sits bones low to the floor. Bow forward. Exhale. Breathe into halfway lift. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Spread your chest up high. Squeeze your shoulders down your back. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to warrior one without hesitation. Look up, reach up. Fold forward to chaturanga. Up dog, big full breath. Down dog, exhale. Step your left foot. Reach up. Rely on your breath. Low plank, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath. Build that friendship with Ujjayi and allow, the mind has this terrible habit, right? Just this crazy habit of wanting to be looking for something. When it's looking for something, trust that breath is enough. That's enough to ease you, to anchor you, and to redirect you to what you've chosen to do. Be committed to it. Come up high on the balls of your feet. Soften through your knees. Float to your hands. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Utkatasana. Sink into it. Fold forward. Lift halfway. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Look up. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot. Ground down. Reach up to warrior one. Low plank, you go. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, down dog. Step your left foot, reach up. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing, downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath. Allow yourself to really trust the process right here. I love this practice because there's no need to warm up. There's no need to warm up. It's just a matter of being in the action of doing it. Go right to it and then trust that when you're in it, you really have every single tool that you need. You have everything that you need. Commit to it. Step out of any old habit that holds you back from being in action. Lift to the balls of your feet. Soften your knees. Hop to your hands. Breathe in and lengthen through your spine. Fold forward and hug in. Chair pose, sink in, reach up, bow forward, lift halfway up, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot steps, warrior one, reach up, look up, low plank, breathe in, up dog, Downward facing, step your left foot to warrior one, reach up, side body grows really long, low plank. Upward facing dog, squeeze your shoulders down and back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, big inhale, and open your mouth. Ha, ha, stick your tongue out, ha. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat and come forward into high plank. Spin your heels to the right for Vasisthasana, side plank. And just in your listening, you'll know, oh, I should drop my knee, or I'm ready to step into huge growth. Commit to it. Fire up your thighs. Flex your 10 toes back towards your face. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. And then let your eyes go up. There's something really magical about that, right? To allow your vision where you see, let that take you to a new possibility of growth. Look up, stretch up through your left arm. Take your top leg up. Even if it'll just go an inch, do that. Eventually it's going to go all the way up into the air. Look down to your mat, chaturanga low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to crescent lunge and pull your left heel forward. So there's a readiness, right? There's like a readiness in your back thigh. Lift your left thigh up towards the ceiling. Squeeze in towards your center line. Pull your palms together at your heart center and twist to your right. Allow your muscles to do the work. Allow your breath to keep you anchored here in the work. Open your arms out wide and look up with your eyes for 3 more big breaths. Allow your left lung to draw up towards the ceiling. Create from your breath and your commitment to trust your muscles. Create this great opportunity to open up a little bit more. Look up, open wide, and then rise up to warrior 2. And allow the space in your warrior 2 to get longer, front to back. So go ahead and wiggle your feet out wider, front to back. It's a great opportunity right here in every shape that we get to experience in our bodies. We can listen for the habit and go to what our bodies know, or we can commit to a new way, commit to growth, step out of your comfort zone. Press your right knee forward towards the front of your mat and ground down through the knife edge of your back foot. Hug your upper inner thighs in. Come to extended side angle. Really simply, just pull your torso forward and let your right elbow drop onto your front knee. And then listen right here. Listen right here. Can you allow yourself to go a little bit deeper? You can always go back to what you know. Just an elbow to knee, right? Like that's sort of, our bodies kind of start knowing that. Our mental body kind of starts knowing that. Plunge forward and let your 5 fingertips reach the floor. Squeeze your thigh muscles up and in towards your bones and breathe here. 3 more big breaths. Reach up and look up. Open up through your chest towards the ceiling. 2 more. Soften your shoulders down your back. 1 more. Look down to the floor. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big full breath in and an audible breath out. Ha. Bring your toes to touch at the back of your mat. Come forward to high plank. Side plank on your left. Get anchored through the knuckles of your left fingers. That gives us a greater access to our bone, to our muscles. Instead of a flat palm on the floor, get into the knuckles of your fingers and draw energy up through your arm bones. Squeeze your shoulders down away from your ears so the sides of your neck begins to grow long. Flex your 10 toes back towards your face and drive your hips up towards the ceiling and breathe here. And then be in a new creation. Be in a new creation. What is calling you right here to step out of your comfort zone? What is it? Lift your leg up. Be a little more buoyant. Be a little more playful. Do it. Get a little sloppy. It allows us to get strong when we get into messing up. Lift your top leg. Go for it. Lift your hips higher. Look up. Open up wider. And look down to your mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot to crescent lunge right away. Squeeze your thighs in towards your center line and pull your back heel forward so it's right over the ball of your back foot. Stretch and lengthen up through your side body. Pull your palms to your heart and twist to your left. And you listen for Ujjayi. I love the ebb and flow through the practice. It's like this amazing, fun roller coaster ride, right? It allows us to go up to these peaks and drop into these calm spaces. And then you get to choose what you want to be no matter what shows up. Who are you being right here? Bring in, draw into yourself what you want to be. Stretch your arms out wide. Be the space for vitality. Be the space for dropping habits, for creating newness. Open up wider. Get bright behind your eyes. And then rise up to Warrior Two. Wiggle your feet out wide and plunge forward into your left knee. Bring your left foot right in at 12 o'clock on your mat. Ground down through the knife edge of your back foot and soften your shoulders down. Come to extended side angle. And you breathe here and let your breath take you to a new place. Not your thinking. That never gets us really anywhere. We stay in this horrible tailspin, right, of thought after thought after thought. Give that up. Let your breath and your commitment to step out of your comfort zone, let that take you to a new extended side angle. You go there for 3 more big breaths. Lengthen up through your right arm. Spread your fingers out and up towards the ceiling. Look up, open up really big, and look down to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Squeeze your shoulders down your back. Downward facing dog. Press your sits bones up and back towards the back of the room. Take a big breath in and drop your jaw. Ha. Lift your heels high. Soften your knees and hop to crow pose. Go to crow. And those of you you're new to crow, you just go. Just go to it. Crow, arm balances in general are just a great place to begin to take action to. You just do it. Don't think about it. Go to it. Bring your palms shoulder width distance apart. Those of you who know crow, you're already in it. Pull the inner edges of your feet together. Press your sits bones up towards the ceiling and begin to lift your heels up towards your glutes. Set your gaze forward for great, great things. Pull your belly up and in. Drop your feet to the floor and take ragdoll. Bring your feet at least hip width distance apart and let your head drop heavy towards the floor. Toe heel your feet together and come up to chair pose. And chair pose is an amazing place to really listen for what is the habit and how can I break the habit. Break the habit by just simply dropping your sits bones lower to the floor. Pull the front of your pelvis up towards your face. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to your right. Squeeze your thighs towards each other. Drop your bum lower to the floor and then stretch your arms out wide. Look up and reach up and breathe to open up. Pull your left lung under and up towards the ceiling. Open wider. Drop your sits bones lower. Stretch up. One more. And look down to the floor for ragdoll. Let your head hang heavy. Pull your torso closer to your thighs. Drop your hands to the floor. Toe heel your feet together. Lift halfway up and bow forward. Chair pose. Reach up. Sit down low. Bring your hands to your heart and twist to your left. And you're listening for that. You're listening for what can be created new right here. You draw vitality in. Awaken your sits bones. Awaken your breath. Re-energize yourself. Twist to your left and open your arms out wide. Breathe deep for 3. Be in a willingness to stay. 2. Drop your sits bones a little closer to the floor. Stretch out. 1 more. And look down to the floor for ragdoll. Go right into gorilla pose. Slide your palms up underneath the soles of your feet And wiggle your feet forward so your toes meet the creases of your wrist. Tip your weight forward. Just embrace the warmth that you've created internally. Embrace the warmth of your skin. Embrace a new vitality. Embrace a commitment to growth. Embrace it. Just that one shift creates an awakening in us. We're either staying in the habit, staying in what's comfortable, or we're pushing our line forward, committing to growing. Release your hands from your feet and take another crow pose. Plug your palms down into your mat, shoulder width distance apart. Soften your elbows, bring your knees right up into the backs of your arms, and draw your inner ankles towards each other. And I rely on the inner edges of my feet to draw energy up to my inner thighs. So do that. Press the inner edges of your feet together. Fan your toes out. Stretch them out. Pull the pit of your belly up towards your spine. And then allow yourself to commit to growth. Step out of your comfort zone. Move to tripod headstand. Or you just stay right here in the work for 5 big breaths. 4, squeeze in. 3 more. 2, and shoot back to chaturanga. Breathe into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big inhale together and an audible breath out. Ha. Lift your heels high. Soften through your knees and jump through to your seat and all the way down onto your back. Set up for bridge pose. Walk your heels in towards your bum. And just be in action, right? I know this. I know this so well. We get on the floor, we change our perspective, we're looking up. It's so easy to stay in our comfort zone of adding in extra time. Oh, just go to it. Be in action. Bridge pose. Root down through the 4 corners of your feet. Press your hips up towards the ceiling and build the pose from breath. Breathe here. 3, 2, squeeze your shoulders down away from your ears, and 1, lower your hips down to the floor. Take a big inhale and open your mouth. Exhale. Go again. Root down, bridge pose. Lift your hips high. And this time, really get a sense of your inner thighs. If you have a block nearby, grab it and use it. You want to begin to grow a newness in your practice. And tools like a block are so important. They're so great to have handy. Squeeze your block together with your inner thighs. Wake up through your legs. Trust your muscles that they're there. Make them stronger by using them. Press your hips up higher and lower all the way down to the floor. Take a big breath in and an audible breath out. 1 more. You go. Add nothing extra. You just be in action to step out of your comfort zone. You go. Press your hips high. Ground down through the 4 corners of your feet. And on this one, bring your hands behind you in preparation for wheel pose. Turn your fingers to face the front of your mat, and your hands are shoulder width distance apart. Press to the crown of your head only. Stay in purposeful breath. From the crown of your head, walk your hands out wide to the edges of your mat. Squeeze your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, rise up, press up to wheel for 5 big breaths. Root down through your feet. Root through the knuckles in your hands into the floor. Press your thoracic spine up towards the ceiling. Look up and lower all the way down to the floor. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. And bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. Let your hips soften. Let your face soften. Embrace vitality. Embrace an awakened spirit. Embrace softness. I love so many things about this practice, and it's right there for us to really be taught every single time we show up on our mat. But so often, we know too much. We know this practice, we know how it's going to go, we know the end result. It's when we allow ourselves to step out of that comfortable place. Maybe I don't know it all. And allow this practice, allow this life to teach us something new. That's when vitality comes. That's when a new awakening comes. Soften your low back into the floor. Pull your knees together and into your chest and begin to rock front to back. Up and back you go. Big rocks and rolls. Let your feet go all the way behind you, and maybe they tap the floor on your rock and roll. Come all the way forward. My 6-year-old taught me how to rock and roll in a really cool 6-year-old way. So rock all the way back and then come all the way forward up through Tadasana. You can't use your hands. Come back down, rock back onto your back, tap your toes behind you on your mat, come forward in your rock and roll and jump all the way up to Tadasana. Take like 3 or 4 more of those because it takes you like maybe 1 or 2 to get the messy ones out of the way. Rock and roll and come all the way through Tadasana and all the way back onto your back, all the way forward and up. Squeeze up, look up, stretch up, all the way back. Maybe 1 more, and then meet yourself in downward facing dog. Bring your hands wide on your mat, root through your knuckles, squeeze your shoulders down away from your ears. Wiggle your feet back so the body is warmed. The body is awakened. So once that begins to happen, recognize it and take up more space on your mat. Wiggle your feet back a little bit further. Press your inner ankles back towards the back of the room. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bring your toes together at the back of your mat. Lift your right heel to the ceiling. Bend your knee. Open your hip really wide. You're sending this great message to your pelvis, to your hip, to really expand into bigger space. Look forward and take half pigeon. Lengthen up through the top of your head. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears and plunge forward into the shape of half pigeon. Breathe, big full breath in through your nose. Empty completely. Exhale. Big inhale and big exhale. So simple. Inhale and exhale. Soften your glutes. Soften your jaw. One of the great lessons that I'm learning, lesson is sort of not really the most powerful word, but one of the great things that I'm learning in my life is just to trust that I am held. I am held. Pigeon is a great place to listen for a habit of control or step out of your comfort zone, shift your vision to, I can surrender right here. Even through the challenges, I can surrender. I am held right here. Downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Bring your toes together at the back of your mat. Lift your left heel up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee. Open your hip nice and wide and look forward, half pigeon on your left. As you settle down into the shape of half pigeon, listen for if you need a block up underneath your left hip or maybe a half block, a towel rolled up. Lengthen up through your spine, draw your shoulders down your back, big full breath in, and bow forward all the way down into the shape. Stretch your arms long towards the front of your mat. Soften your muscles through your buttocks, lengthen through your side body. Soften all those places that habitually want to hold on. Soften the space right between your eyes, your forehead. And then get right back to that great opportunity to just grow in friendship with your breath. Let that be enough. Deep inhale and a deep exhale. Deep breath in, really simple. Deep exhale. Stretch your arms forward a little bit more. Drop your right hip down towards the floor. Pull your belly up and in. And be held right here. Downward facing dog. Grab onto the outer edges of your mat right here. Literally, just grab onto your sticky mat with your hands. Lengthen back through your arms. And then wiggle your feet back a little bit further in your down dog. Soften your knees. So you have bent knees, strong arms, pressing your chest back towards your thighs. And then press and stretch your sits bones up towards the ceiling with soft knees. Pull your belly up and in. And from here, begin to straighten your knees if you want to do that. And just give your whole body a new sense of vitality, an awakened spirit, an awakened body. Take a big breath in and an audible breath out. Drop your knees to the floor. Cross your ankles, make your way onto your back, and right away pull your right knee into your chest, give it a really good squeeze, and extend your left leg long towards the front of your mat. Take a deep inhale and guide your right knee all the way over your body until it touches the floor on your left for a deep supine twist. Turn your eyes over your right shoulder. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. Stay committed to the moment that you have. This is it, you guys. This is it. Breathe new vitality into it. Breathe awakened spirit into it. Breathe a sense of thanksgiving into it, like a real spirit of just thankfulness for the moment that you've given yourself. Pull yourself back to center. Give that right knee a good squeeze and then extend it long. Draw your left knee into your chest. Take a big breath in and guide your left knee all the way over until it taps the floor. Stretch your left arm out towards the left side of the room and turn your head over your left shoulder for supine twist and breathe here. There's something so powerful about having the opportunity to do the work, but really we become empowered when we embrace the work. So embrace the work right now of giving yourself a new line to cross over. Step out of your comfort zone, embrace the work, and be empowered by it. Pull yourself back to center and draw both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really good squeeze in. Oh, this is such a shape of thankfulness. So draw that into the shape. Spread your toes out wide. Pull your shoulders up closer to your knees and your forehead into your knees. And stretch out into a thankful Shavasana. Bring your feet out as wide as the edges of your mat. Turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling and soften your low back down into the floor. Take a big breath in and open your mouth. Ha. keep your eyes closed, and roll over onto your right hand side. And let the breath that you breathe, let that even have a newness. Feel the air in through your nostrils and out through your nostrils. With your eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Cross your ankles. Bring your hands to your heart center. The shape to me is, it's such a powerful shape. To be at attention physically and equally soft. Bring your thumb tips to touch the center of your forehead. And bow towards the floor. Namaste.